Hi, Gearspace, Roy from Synthux Academy here. I'm here with Vlad and a bunch of people showing the new Spotykach dual looper. We have 2 decks that we can play with and a bunch of modulation sources we could play with. Built-in sequencer and a mixer between the 2 decks. I'm not going to show everything here, but we're going to play with some acoustic sounds and see what kind of weird sound design we can come up with. So let's start by mixing in our signal. We can't really hear anything now, but we're going to mix this in. And now we can hear it. So I'm going to try to be musical with one hand holding the mic. I'm going to do Alt play. I'm armed now, and as soon as I'm going to play, it's going to start recording. So now I have this loop here, and I mix to A, so I should be able to hear it. If I turn the size up and the position to the beginning, this is my loop. I can now take the size and make it shorter, and I can start scanning. Or I can take my LFO and let it scan it for me. Can use the envelope to shape the sound. Nice. I can also use the switch to define what the modulation is going to control. You can see this trace that going into the switch and then into position and size. So I can now move to size and see what happens. And that's what I love about this, that it's really like a playground. Let's see what happens if I now take this LFO and put it into here. Or put it in the center, which is going to modulate both of them at the same time. I can also take the same signal and put it into mix. So maybe let's take this out, connect this patch cable in here, and put this in here. And now, I'm gonna get some volume ducking because it's now looking for sound in A. So let's record something in A. Let's go stop this for a second and do, let's turn on these 2 Oaxaca microphones and make some noise here. So we're going to do Alt record here, just move a little bit to create some textures. It's capturing the sound of my voice also and the whole noise that we have here in the room. And we can now pitch it up. And let's see if we modulate this. So now you see how it's actually getting the signal from 2 decks. You can also change this to a sine wave. And I can take the same signal and also modulate, let's say, the pitch. Let's see what this does. Or actually, let's disconnect this and put it into the sample and hold. Turn on the attenuator. Play this in reverse. And yeah, I think you get the idea. Maybe not the most musical piece I've ever made. But yeah, this also syncs to Eurorack. Should we show also Eurorack? I can also show Eurorack. Should I do that? Should I also show Eurorack? Okay, so I have here also a unit that's connected to the Eurorack system and it's getting the sound from Platts. So I have this sequence that I created earlier. And I can take this sequence now, it's now synced to the clock, the internal clock here. And I can start recording by doing Alt play. I don't really care when I play because it's always going to be synced. And I'm going to start playing, and now I can hear my sequence. Okay, so this is my sequence. And I can now chop it smaller. And I'm now using slice mode. This was real mode. It's the same unit, but I'm now here changing from real to slice. In real, it's just like tape, so time and pitch are connected. But in slice mode, I am keeping my rhythm and just changing the pitch. Okay, so now I can find something here that is going to be on rhythm. Okay, let's do this. I can now turn on my kick. That's basically a metronome right here. So I can turn on the metronome. And I can mix in my external sound source. And I can modulate, of course, position here and start messing around. But what I can also do is I can start a rhythm here. So let's do a sequence. So now this sequence is controlling the playhead. This thing obviously goes really deep. This is just scratching the surface. There is a lot to explore. There is a MIDI in and out, headphones out, USB. You can just power it with your phone charger. You can do a lot.
Pricing and availability.
It's if you're really early, it's going to be $650 if you're ordering it like in the coming days. But and then you're going to join the pre-release. You're also going to get this microphone that I'm using here that's worth 220 euros on its own. It's handmade in the UK by Ezra Gray from Oaka Microphones. And the whole idea of the pre-release is to get 100 people to participate in the design of further firmware development here. There's obviously a lot that we can do. And I really want more people to bring their ideas and to share them and to see how we can, through workshops together, come up with more features for this device. After that, it's going to be officially released in October. So if you see this in the future, in October, it's going to be a bit higher of the price and without the microphone, but still going to be a really big, I mean, this is like 3-4 modules at the set, like all together built into one unit. And I didn't even talk about the drift mode. This was just real mode and slice mode. Drift is actually generative with granular synthesis built in. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks so much.